All right. We are in. Big news on lineup. Got Christopher Nkunku in the squad. Enzo Fernandez drops the bench for the first big game this season. We got Cole Palmer playing the central attacking midfielder role right in front of and Moises Caicedo and Connor Gallagher. And once again, Christopher Nkunku is on the bench for this match, although he's not fit enough to start. Front three for Chelsea is going to be Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling, and Mikhailo Mudryk. So honestly, I think this is a pretty solid starting lineup for Chelsea. And Enzo Enzo did, I think, have to get rested for at least one game. So many minutes this season. Sheffield United only 2 wins this season, but they are coming off a win from last week, so they're gonna have some momentum coming into this game. Is this let's see. Hopefully this audio is coming through clearly. Of course, for Chelsea in goal, Rob Sanchez is still injured, so Petrovic is getting his first Premier League start today. Have not seen very much of him. Need to see if I can get the game audio in my ears here. Okay. Good run from Badiashile. Unfortunately, I do support Chelsea. It's been very difficult for me this season. 2-0 to who? To Chelsea? Rice Lord? Is that hopefully not to Sheffield. But honestly, anything could happen. It's hard to say. Honestly, the first 5 minutes have been pretty solid for Chelsea so far. Yeah, Chelsea have been extremely inconsistent this season. Extremely inconsistent. He knows what he's doing a little bit more than Graham Potter, but it's been a really, really shaky season. The most confusing thing is that against the big teams, Chelsea has actually performed pretty well. So against Manchester City, against Liverpool, against Arsenal, against Tottenham, we've been pretty strong, especially against Arsenal. The Chelsea Arsenal game, we were the better team for about 70 minutes before we conceded from 2 stupid mistakes. Cole Palmer he's such a good player. He's probably my favorite signing of this entire season. Thiago Silva. I love Thiago Silva so much, but he's had a few mistakes. Good run from Sterling. Ooh, how could I solve? I don't know if I could solve Chelsea's problems, but I think the biggest problem with Chelsea right now is just the inexperience of the players. Um, if you look at the total Premier League experience of this roster, other than Raheem Sterling and Thiago Silva, everyone has one to two seasons or less of Premier League experience under their belt. So I don't know how you can expect a team that's that new to come in and compete for titles. So I think in January, if we do make any signings, it has to be some more experienced players. Not just another 21-year-old, 22-year-old. Like we need people that can be leaders on the pitch. And the captaincy has been a big problem. I do look at players' feet to see what what boots they're wearing. This guy on Sheffield has cool. He's got like two-tone boot. One of them is yellow, the other one's orange. I like that. Um, experience like specific players. I mean, like to give an example, like if we picked up a striker, Ivan Toney, he could be a great player because he's like an actual seasoned Premier League striker, and he's proven in this league. As opposed to someone like a Nicholas Jackson, who's had one decent season at Villarreal. It's hard to rely off him to be a consistent number 9. I've actually got a pair of boots I'm reviewing later today. A pair of Umbros. I've never worn Umbros before. This is my first pair, but they're pretty good. They're nice. I'll try and grab them. I've got them somewhere here. So who do you guys support if you're watching? If you're not, I'm assuming I'm the only Chelsea fan. I really do rate Badiashile. I think he's a great player. Juventus. Hypervenom 3. Wow. Yeah, it's cool. I think the best players, obviously anyone in the Premier League, I think they have access to they've got connections to get these older boots, because I feel like Hypervenom 3s would be pretty hard to find for most people. Ooh. Okay. Decent link up between Colwill and Mudryk, but didn't come to anything. I want to grab those Umbros I was talking about now. Where'd they go? All right. Yeah, these are the ones. They basically just look like Umbro's version of a Copa Mundial. But yeah, they're the Umbro specials. Should I say special? Yeah, these are gonna be fun to review. They're pretty good boots. It's hard to compare to the Adlers that I was looking at a couple weeks ago. Those are like some of the best leather boots I've ever tried on. What do I think about Mudryk? The fans have been quick to get behind Mudryk, and he seems like a really likable guy. He's on the ball now, and he's got a good bag of tricks. He's crazy fast. Technically, he's sound. Like he's got a great first touch, but there's a lot of mental aspects of the game that I'm not sure if he's acclimated to yet in the Premier League. Like picking out the right pass, making the right decision, whether or not you should take on your man or whether or not you should just play the ball. but I think he has the potential to come good. He's exciting. He's exciting to watch. Um, so that and as a winger, I think sometimes that's all you can ask for, right? You want your wingers to be exciting to watch. Problem is the Chelsea's defense is not good enough to compensate for how inconsistent the attack is. I mean, right now Sheffield has the ball right now, and they're looking pretty dangerous. And it's maybe only their first or second attack of the game. If Sheffield score, I'm going to be so upset. I mean, I'll try and continue with the stream, but there's, I swear, 2 out of the last 3 Chelsea games I've just switched off halfway. They've been so bad. Oh, good ball into the box by Sheffield. I really don't think Pochettino trusts Petrovic, even in the smaller games like League Cup games. He has not played Petrovic, so I know nothing about his goalkeeping. So hopefully we'll see some stuff today. Was Caicedo worth it? I rate Caicedo. He's I mean, he looked a lot better at Brighton. He was playing with McAllister. They had a more organized team. 100 million pounds is a lot of money. So it's hard to say if anyone's really worth that. But I think Caicedo's a good player. I'm happy that he's on Chelsea. That's about all I could say. Could anyone really be worth 100 mil? I mean, people say Declan Rice is worth 100 mil, but we'll see. He is a great player. Ooh, good ball to Sterling. Crossed it in, but it was intercepted. Good win by Caicedo on with Palmer now. Shot by Palmer, but it was deflected. You think I should do the commentary? Ooh, Gallagher just had a great shot. Yeah, I can add the commentary in the back. Just let me know if it's distracting. Hold on. Let's turn off my Bluetooth. All right, the commentary should be coming through now. Just let me know if it's like just if it's too loud or anything, but it should be coming through in the background. Jude Bellingham is worth 100 mil, but Caicedo question. Yeah, Jude, honestly, in today's market, Jude is probably worth more than 100 mil. Easily one of the best central midfielders in the world right now. I said this yesterday, but yeah, England's midfield with Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham, that's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, Nicholas Jackson back in the side after getting dropped last week for Armando Broya. Who I think wasn't that impressive, unfortunately. God, Disasi is so damn big. All right. Come on, guys. Put something together. At least Mudryk just drew a foul. That's if he can get better at that kind of thing. It's like something Jack Grealish is really good at City and when he was at Villa. He's so good at drawing fouls. Like if Mudryk could just get us more free kicks and better positions by drawing fouls, that would make him a lot more valuable. Chelsea building possession. Ooh, good ball, but too heavy for Mudryk. Chelsea's gonna get a corner here. This sizing wise, I think it looks like a mismatch. Chelsea has bigger players. Like Disasi and Badiashile, they can and Colwell. These are all players that could get on the end of a corner. All right. Mudryk to take. My God. Please do something from a set piece. Just something from a set piece. All right. Horrible corner from Mudryk. Didn't beat the first man. Good run back. Good backtrack from Sterling. Great backtrack. Picked back up by Gallagher. Helps to Colwell. The set pieces have been terrible. That I feel like that's one thing that's almost inexcusable at the Premier League level. Like the set pieces have to be decent. They have to beat the first man. Yeah, I agree. With commentators have said hey, like the corner, two disappointing corners that has to improve. Yeah, I agree. Come on, good. Yes, Sterling. Good. Hmm. Sheffield kind of running a low block right now. Got most of their players behind the ball. It's looking pretty tough for Chelsea to break down. Sterling on the ball now. I like the movement though from Chelsea, but the through balls have been heavy, heavy through balls. Sterling's got a new haircut. That means he's getting a brace today, at least. Ooh, the Sheffield keeper has those light blue tiempos, like the turquoise ones that match his kit. I like that. Come on, Gallagher. Good, Connor. Oh my God, how Mudryk just crossed into the box. There was nobody there. Not a single person there. That's charm too. Ooh, nutmeg from Woodrick. Brother. Oh my god. Did anyone just see the shot that Woodrick took? His shot was closer to literally, it almost went out for a throw-in. That's how wayward his shot was. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Even Pochettino's on the sideline like, "What the fuck?" I'm interested to see who Pochettino brings in over the summer. I hope he's scouting right now. I hope he's trying to find players that he wants. 'Cause Chelsea signed a lot of players in the last transfer window, but I don't think Pochettino was really involved in a lot of that process. My god. My goodness. Solid shot from Sheffield. I still haven't seen Petrovic have to make a save yet. It hasn't been a really great game so far. There haven't been many great chances on either end. Honestly, the Tottenham game yesterday against Forest was better. I feel for a lot of these fans in Stamford Bridge right now. I mean, this has to be a hard watch. This has to be a hard watch. We cannot lose. Are you a Chelsea fan? Corona by funny name. Um, J League now is a great place to source players. The Bundesliga. Yeah, I don't know much about the Japanese league, but I mean, there's a lot of really good Japanese players. So I would believe it if they have a strong league. Matoma is a baller. Come on, Connor. I I will sell my soul for a shot on target. I swear to God. Just a shot on target. I don't even I'm not asking for a goal. Just give me a shot on target, please. Good, Mudryk. Mudryk's had some good runs. Caicedo in a good position. Offside. Jackson just made the most clearly offside run I've ever seen in my life. Sorry, I'm getting mad. This was a solid play from Mudryk, though. He was just looking for Cole Palmer on the cutback. No, that was a good play from Modric. If he gets enough good crosses in, one of them will find the back of the net. Good defending, good body issue, good Connor. Look at Fun Sterling, the ball. The second time Jackson was offside in less than in a 2-minute time span. So tough, so frustrating. Sheffield have a new manager too. They might have the new manager bounce. I mean, they won their last game. Mm, Sheffield just had a great cross in. Copa Pure point 3 durable. Yeah, it's kind of like a tank. It's upper is so thick it'll last for a long time. It's a pro and a con because it's more durable, but it's also just more bulky. Yeah, I agree. Just take a shot on target, right? I don't see anyone wearing these new Predators yet. I need to get them desperately. I need the new Predators like I need air. I don't know about that colorway. I don't know if you guys saw the colorway for the new Predators. It's like bright orange. It's not it. I want a better color. The clubs, ooh, I would not get the Mercurial clubs. I'd go for the academies at least if you can. Come on, Chelsea. Yes, I saw that. Yeah, I saw the photo shoot with Kaká and the new Predator. The black and purple one looked really sick. But I think Adidas only made like 100 pairs of those, so they're all sold out already. I saw there was one of those limited edition pairs reselling for like 900 bucks. So yeah, I wasn't getting that, but I think they'll do a bigger release from the United States near Washington D.C. Ooh. Still haven't had like one really clear cut chance yet in this game. Like nothing, no great opportunity. There's just been some good crosses. GX or the new the Phantom GX is nice, but I haven't tried on the new Preds yet. I hopefully will within the next few weeks. I'm very excited to get those. Oh yeah, there's 1909. Yeah, because they were doing an anniversary special, right? That was why there's 1994. Yeah, the resale has been insane. Thought about Indian football, like the actual like the league in India. If so, I don't really know that much about it. I actually don't know many Indian footballers. I know there's one striker that's pretty famous from India. Um, but overall, I don't know too many players, unfortunately. I'm sure the sport's very big there and only getting bigger. Is that on Jackson on side there? Jackson in the box. Now the linesman raises his flag. Yes, Sunil Chetri. Yes, that's exact he's a striker, right? He's a 4. He's got, like, tons of goals. He's the player I know best. Jackson needs to learn how to stay on side. Also, Sterling has I'm just realizing he has touched the ball, like, 2 or 3 times this whole game. Yeah, that's impressive. 93 goals for country, that's impressive. Yeah, Jackson needs to learn how to stay behind the last defender. At the very least, one silver lining from this half so far is that the defending from Chelsea's side has been decent, but that's it. Currently, I do not. Corner for Sheffield. Please just clear the ball. I don't know what just happened in the box. This has been this has been kind of a ridiculous game, I can't lie. This game feels like a championship game. Like, it feels like a second division game. It hurts to say that the Nottingham Forest game yesterday was better quality than this. It hurts to say. I'm still waiting for just one shot on target. That's still it's still all I want. Come on, Sterling. Alright, Sterling corner. Mhm. Ooh. Sterling has the, Sterling's wearing, like, my favorite boots. The Tequila V4 Pro lows. Boots are so good. He's got the gold ones. Now, are they letting Mudryk take another corner? My god. Decent corner, but collected by the keeper. God. Conor Gallagher on the ball. Yeah, that's we just get crowded out every play. Yeah, I think you're wondering why Sterling chose the Tequila over the Huron. I think Sterling's been wearing Tequilas for a little while. I know Kayo Saka wears the Hurons. Um, but now that the Tequilas have the low variation with the LASIK system, honestly, it makes the boots more similar. But yeah, the Furons are just a little bit lighter, slightly thinner upper, but the Tequelas are nice too. The Tequelas are also very comfortable. I actually think I might slightly prefer how the Tequelas fit on feet compared to the Furons, but they're both very comfortable. I also think the Tequelas, like, aesthetically look a little bit better. I like the style. Yeah, I agree. This first half was I mean, my expectations were not high, but my god, good through ball to Jackson. That's one thing that, like, elite managers need to be able to do is they need to be able to affect the game at halftime. They need to be able to bring in subs to make positive changes. It's something that Pep is able to do, it's something Klopp is able to do, and it's something Poch should be able to do. Oh, you got heel blisters from the Furon? You know, I didn't get any blisters from the Furon, but when I had the 442s from New Balance, I got a slight blister in the heel just on my left foot, but after wearing them for 3 sessions, they went away, and I found those boots still really comfortable. I think it was just because the heel liner was too thin. Coming up on the 40th minute mark, a little over 5 minutes left in the half. Still, honestly, neither team has shown anything to deserve a win so far. I wonder if it ends 0-0, I don't even think I'd be that surprised. Play style is so plain and so predictable. That's why Sheffield can do well. Yeah, I mean, the Chelsea attack, it just they've had way more possession than Sheffield. If you look at the possession stats, it would tell you that Chelsea's doing well, but it's not very creative. The off-ball movement is average. Not making enough runs. It's it's not great. Decent ball through to Jackson, who's on the ball now. Alright, Jackson got a shot off at least. Nothing much came of that, though. Although there's currently a Sheffield player down. Player's taking a little water break now after that injury. I will, in solidarity, also take a water break. There's no way he got a concussion from that. Come on. There's no way. Only a couple more minutes left now. Legend 10 or Legend 9? Oof, that's a good question. Um, Honestly, even though the Legend 10's not leather, I think it's a great boot. The Legend 10 Pro specifically is such good value. You can in the US, you can pick that up for like 130 bucks or less, depending on if you get it on sale. Um, so either the Legend 10 Pro or the Legend 9 Pro, they're both great boots. I don't really think it's worth getting the elite version, in my opinion. Man U versus Liverpool, I'm I do not um, no hate towards any United fans. I'm not a huge fan of Manchester United, so I'll probably I'll probably wanna see a Liverpool win, but everyone's expecting Liverpool to win. So I feel like for some reason it might not happen. Like, maybe it'll just be a draw. But it's no question that Liverpool's a better team by a large margin. Good ball to Sterling. Ooh. Chelsea's actually been a little bit better in these last 10 minutes of the half. They've just looked a little bit more threatening. So things seem to be going in the right direction. Best Mizuno boot on the market right now. It's a I'd say it's a tie between the Morelia Neo 4 Beta and just the standard Mizuno Morelia 2 made in Japan. Um, if you want a traditional, more like relaxed open lacing system, just get the standard Mizuno Morelia. But if you like that more lockdown feeling, get the Neo 4 Beta. But I like them both more than the Alpha. I just wasn't a huge fan of the Mizuno Alpha. It's a good boot, but I think the other options for Mizuno are better. Yeah, looks like the half is gonna end, 0-0. Oh my god. This close to an own goal from Chelsea. Alright, that's gonna be it for the half. Nil-nil at the half. Yeah, what do you guys think of that first half? That was I thought that was pretty terrible. That was a pretty painful 45 minutes of football to watch. Are we gonna see Nkunku? Are we gonna see Christopher Nkunku? Yeah, I agree, it is painful. I mean, if there was ever a time to bring out Nkunku, it would be right now, right? I mean, it's nil-nil. We just need 1 goal. Only 45 minutes left to play, so he's not gonna get a full 90. I pray we see Nkunku. Copa Mundial is a great boot. I got it. I have it somewhere here. I wore the Copa Mundials for, like, over a year. I completely beat the hell out of mine. They've got, like, a hole in the side now, but they're a great boot. Alright. Um, let's see if I can put up my halftime notice. Yeah, perfect. Can I, like, raise this at all? Hold on. Oh, mm, wow. This is a really technical setup. Okay. I'll be back in 1 moment. Okay. Is it Copa Sense or Copa Pure? Um, Definitely Copa Pure. Copa Pure is much better boot. Much better iteration of the Copa series. Yo, what's up? A football fan. I found one. A football fan. I just checked the Chelsea subreddit. It's not looking good. People are people are upset. People are upset to say the least. It's so toxic. I don't know if you guys ever check Reddit, like check your team subreddit. It's so bad. It's so, people are so toxic on there. I just I can't help but check it sometimes. I don't know why. I mean, are there any highlights to show from that first half? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything they could show. Puma Futures, ooh, I like them. They're the Puma Futures. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of boots from Puma because most of them tend to run a little bit too narrow for me. But the Futures are my favorite model in the Puma series. Favorite model in the Puma lineup for sure. And the takedowns are good too. My favorite player in the Chelsea squad, ooh, say Cole Palmer is probably one of the most fun to watch right now. Um, I rate Body Shield. I think he's a good defender. I'm excited for um, how he'll grow into the team. The oldest boot model you ever played? Ooh, that's a good question. The oldest football boot I've ever played in. Oh, you're making me think back now. I think I had the. I don't know if it's the oldest, but I remember trying on the Mercurial Vapor fours. I think they were like neon green, and they had the lace cover. Remember the Mercurials with the lace cover? Those were. I remember. I like them. I like them a lot. Ooh, show your favorite football boot right now. Yeah, let me get. These are my favorite right now. These I've been having so much fun playing these. These are the Adler Forenzos. I want to get more boots from Adler to try them on too, but the leather on these, ridiculous. It's so soft. It's unbelievable. All right, boys and girls, if any, Mercurial or Speed. Mercurial over Speed Portal, but I would the Crazy Fast is a better competitor to the Mercurial. The Crazy Fast and the Mercurial Vapor 15 are both great. Yeah, Adler Forenzos are probably my favorite boot right now. All right, we're back underway. The game is going. I don't see any major substitutions. Let's see. Yep, looks like it's the same team. Wait, wait. Is Christopher Nkunku on right now? I think he might be. Hold on. Sorry, I need to confirm. in the 46th minute now. A good run from Caicedo. Caicedo's great. My best leather boots, I just had them. These are the Lorenzo's from Adler. These are some of the best leather boots I've ever tried. Oh my god, body shield almost. Yeah, lineups are the same for Sheffield and for Chelsea, so no subs at the halftime. No subs at the half. But I gotta imagine if it's still 0-0 by the 60th minute, we've got to see Nkunku start to warm up, right? It has to happen. It has to. I got some other leather boots right now. These are the Umbros, Umbro Special. They're solid, not as good as the Adlers, but I'll be doing a review of these shortly. Good defense from Body Shield. He's had a great game. I might inject some positivity into the Chelsea subreddit. I think they need it. There's some depressed people on there. Let me tell you. Good run from Connor. Play Palmer. Play Palmer. Good. Good Cole. Good. Ooh, Cole Palmer just absolutely sat down a defender. Beautiful. I started playing football when I was 9 years old. I thought it was kind of late. I wish my parents started me playing earlier, but I started playing when I was about 9 years old, and I've been playing ever since. I love it. It was such a that Cole Palmer, so fun to watch. Probably the best technical player we have. More boots with the fold over tongue. Yeah, that's why everyone's pumped about the new Predator. Because the fold over tongue is sick. I I I I like it. I had the fold over tongue on my Nike Premiers too, but I did after playing with the fold over tongue for like 6 months, I cut it off my Premiers just because I wanted to like try out something new. But yeah, I like the fold over tongue. Where do I see Cole Palmer in 10 years? Oh my goodness, Christopher Nkunku is guys. He's taking off his penny. This could be huge. Um, I think Cole Palmer could still be in the league in 10 years' time because he's not really like a pacey player. So he doesn't like rely on his speed or athleticism really. He's really technical. Um, do your boots begin to deteriorate, crack after a long time not wearing? Good chance for Sheffield. I don't think that they deteriorate just for not wearing them. It's usually just not taking care of them well, which is when they start to deteriorate. The biggest issue with leather boots is in the past when I wear them when it's wet outside and then I don't dry them properly. So I'll just like I'll wear them when it's wet and I'll throw them in the back of my car or something. Then they can crack and deteriorate. But as long as I think if you keep your boots, especially your leather boots, in like a temperature controlled area where it's not too cold, not too hot. If they get wet, stuff them with newspapers. That'll stop them from cracking and drying out. Best Nike boots depends who you ask. A lot the Vapor 15s are great, but I personally, it could be an unpopular opinion, but I like the Tiempo Legend 10s a lot. Um, I think they're probably the most comfortable boot for me that Nike has offered. The Phantom GX is also great. Nike's, I mean, there's a reason they're the most popular company in the world. There's no way they're checking for a red on Conor Gallagher there. That's insane. Do you think the physicality of the game has declined over the years? Grew up playing as a defender, and no, I do not. I I hear a lot of people say that the physicality is declined, and don't get me wrong, it's always been physical. So in the early 2000s and the 90s, um, I think the game's gotten more technical. So there's like skill is seems to be a bigger aspect of the game, but it's still physical. And I think a lot of the players have actually gotten stronger and faster. Um, it's it's really hard on the body, like, especially for these Premier League players. It's so taxing to play this much week in, week out. I mean, just look at the player. Like, look at the size and stature of like a lot of the center backs, the central midfielders. I mean, look at Newcastle's central midfield. Imagine going up to play a game against Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Ellington. You're gonna get rocked. Like that's the players. The players are still very, very good. Ooh, you have a game tomorrow. Good. Can you give some advice for a left winger? I play on the left wing as well. Oh, Chelsea up 1-0. Cross from Sterling into Cole Palmer. Let's go. Let's. I'm praying to God right now. Thank God. Finally, something happened in front of goal. Great ball from Sterling. Great goal from Cole Palmer. All right, Chelsea up 1-0. Let's go. All right. Yeah, advice for a left winger. Um, Honestly, stay wide. Don't don't pinch inside that much. Like leave some room for your strikers and your central midfielders to be in the center of the pitch. Stay wide, so stay close to the touchline. It'll help stretch the field and ask for the ball. Like make runs, ask for the ball. I think that is one of the hardest things as a player is like wanting the ball. Don't recede into the pitch. Uh, don't let yourself like fall back into the game. If your left back gets the ball, ask for it. Make a run. Show that you're open, and constantly be talking. Always be talk. Like talk to your left back. Talk to your central midfielders. Oh no, are they checking for an offsides here? What? How Jackson wasn't involved in the play? How could this be offside? Goal, right? All right. Thank God, guys. My heart almost just stopped. You think overall the current players' mentality is not on par? Not to say all players don't possess it. Yeah, there was a pundit that talked more about this earlier in the week. I don't know if you know who Stevie Nicol is. He's a pundit on ESPN. He's a former Liverpool uh, player. He's a Liverpool legend. But yeah, Stevie Nicol was talking about how in the '80s, in the early '90s, Premier League players, like, they made money, but they weren't all millionaires. Like, it was just it was a living. It was, um, a job. They made enough money to get by, and that just like how any of us would go to work, their job was just to be a footballer. And it brought a completely different mentality 'cause, they showed up on time for training, they gave it their all, they left everything on the pitch, and, they didn't have Lamborghinis, they didn't have, villas, they didn't have mansions. These days, Premier League players are some of the highest paid athletes in the entire world, and we heard those stories from United about, um, Paul Pogba showing up late for training, the same thing with Jadon Sancho. And you do have to wonder, it's, you know, now that players are getting paid more than they ever have, how does that affect mentality? It does make you wonder. So I see where you're coming from with the mentality perspective. I definitely think there's something to be said for that. Yeah, how are people going to show up with the same amount of aggression if you know they know they're already set for life financially? They don't need to play to necessarily earn an income. It could easily have an effect on the mentality. The club I played for was a team called Motoric. They play in the EPSL, the Eastern Premier Soccer League, but I don't play for them currently. Money is killing football. What are your money's gonna always be in football for the foreseeable future. It's no question. I think right now the amount of games is actually hurting football more than anything else. Everyone's injured. Everyone is injured. It's ridiculous. Liverpool's having an injury crisis. Newcastle has a huge injury crisis. United is struggling with injuries. Chelsea is struggling massively with injuries. Like a third of Tottenham's starting 11 is out with injuries. You look at these players, especially the players that are in Europe, they have to they're expected to play a game like every 4 to 5 days over the course of a year. It's not sustainable. The top players make a lot of money, but the average pro player only makes 50K. Yes, that's true. It's a good point. Most pro players don't make tons of money. But talking specifically about the Premier League, the salaries are insane. But no, I completely agree with you. When you get into um, second, third, like especially third, fourth division of English football, as well as lower tiers across other European countries, yeah, they're not making the same amount of money. It's absolutely correct. But Premier League salaries are off the chain. They're so high. Even MLS salary, the average salary in MLS, I don't want to get this wrong. I think it's like 400 to 450,000. Good ball to Cole Palmer. Hit it. I have no idea what just happened. Oh, oh, we've scored. What the Guys, that was so confusing. That I was watching I thought it was a shout for penalty. Everyone had stopped playing, and then Jackson put it in the back of the net. Everyone had stopped playing. Yeah, you're right. Rice Lord, you're a genius. What's your prediction for the United Liverpool game tomorrow? We'll see if that comes true. But you know what? It's only the 60th minute, so things could still change. What if Sheffield comes back? You said what? Animatronic edits. What football boots do you recommend for a defender? I hear this question asked a lot. It's whatever position you are, doesn't matter. Just make sure you're getting the boots that are most comfortable for you. So you're looking at Adidas or Nike. Some of the boots I like the most from Adidas and Nike. Copa Goro from Adidas is solid. Um, I like the Crazy Fast as well. Um, New Predators are sick. And then from Nike, I mentioned already, but Nike Premier 3 is great. That's only like $100. Tiempo Legend 10 Pro is also a great boot. So I live in India. Football is ignored, and average players get paid near to $1,000 per month. That doesn't sound that bad. But I mean, I imagine there's some other sports that are bigger in India, like cricket. Cricket's huge in India. What are your thoughts regarding the decline of? That's a great question. Regarding the decline of Italy's national team over the years. They once produced some of the best players in the world. I remember when Italy won the 2006 World Cup. I was watching it. I rewatched Zidane's headbutt the other day. Does anyone remember that against Materazzi? Um, you know, international football can be kind of random sometimes because the players don't get to play with each other all that much. They only meet up a few times over the course of the year. There's a lot of changes in coaching staff, but I think Italy has had a lot of great players retire. Like Buffon was a leader, and he's retired. Giorgio Chiellini, he was a great leader, and he's now retired. He just played his last club game a couple weeks ago. Um, I mean, Italy was famous for their defense. Defensively, they were a powerhouse. And I think that that's just not really the case anymore. They used to have easily like the best defense in the world. Now, probably France, you could argue, has the best defense in the world now. But yeah, Italy still has promise. Federico Federico Chiesa is an amazing player, but he struggled with injuries too. Um, but I don't watch a whole lot of the Serie A, so a lot of the younger Italian players I don't see too much of. One interesting point is that there's not a whole lot of Italian players in the Premier League. At least that I mean, Jorginho, but he's coming up on retirement soon. Um, but yeah, that's interesting. There's really not that many Italian players. Um, what are your thoughts on Onana? Um, he's been good in the Premier League, terrible in the Champions League. So I guess inconsistent. But apparently, when he was in the Serie A, he was an absolute beast. So you want to get something leather, or you would go leather or padded as a defender? Yeah, you can get a little bit more protection if you get something that's padded, like a thicker football boot. But I'll give you an example. These Adler boots are leather, right? And the upper is about a millimeter thin. If you got stepped on in these, it's gonna hurt like crazy. So how much it hurts when you get stepped on more depends on like the studs that the other players wear. Like if you get stepped on with bladed studs, it's gonna hurt no matter what boots you're wearing. Um, sometimes I feel like you just have to accept the fact that if you get stepped on, it's gonna hurt. Uh, what are your thoughts about Harry Maguire? I I think Harry Maguire gets too much hate. I don't think he's as bad as people say. His distribution is not bad. It's probably better than most other defenders on United. But occasionally he makes mistakes, and he sometimes likes to dribble out of trouble when he can't, and he's not a great dribbler. You feel Serie A is still a good league for developing players. Um, yeah, I agree. It was easily at one point one of the best leagues in the world. I mean, look at prime AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus. I mean, those are European champions, all of them. Oh, predator accuracy over predator freak, yeah, in my opinion. Sheffield making a sub here. I wonder if Chelsea won't bring on Nkunku because now they're up 2-0, but they gotta give him at least, like, 10 minutes, right? It only makes sense. The the tide has changed in the Chelsea subreddit. People are finally being positive. Shocker. Good ball from Silva. Oh, amazing ball from Thiago Silva over to Sterling, but Sterling's first touch was a little too heavy. I desperately need some water. All right. Do I play FC 24? No. I used to play FIFA a lot, but these days, it's hard to find the time. If I did play, I'd get sucked in forever. But it's fun. FIFA was a lot of fun. Well, Modric's getting subbed off for who? Show me who's coming on. Oh, it's Enzo. Okay, fair play. Mudrik's been all right. Mudrik is very quiet in the second half. Very quiet. I think they're bringing in Enzo just kind of quiet the game. What do I do pre-match, like before I play? I stretch. I do a lot of dynamic stretching. I don't do any static stretching. Um, I just do dynamic stretching. So I posted a video about it, a short on like what my dynamic stretching routine is. But good free kick from Sheffield. But I do probably at least 5 to 10 minutes of dynamic stretching. So just light jog, high knees, leg swings. I just try and stretch like every muscle in my lower body, and then I do some light sprints, like 2 to 3 rounds of quick sprints to just acclimate my body for running in game. Sterling got a breakaway here, but just went out of bounds. Honestly, Petrovic has not had much to do, but when he's had to make a save, he's been all right. He's made, I think, 2 decent saves so far. Oh, sorry. What's your thoughts on brands venturing away from using leather boots? Um, it's I honestly don't think that they'll ever be, no leather football boots. I think they're always gonna be around. That's what I'm saying. Like Mizuno is built on making leather boots, so I think Mizuno is always gonna make them. Adidas, I don't see them, taking leather out of the Copa Mundial anytime soon. Um, and smaller brands like Adler, like leather boots are a huge part of Adler's brand, so they're gonna keep making them. But I don't think it's been too much of, an issue because I was really nervous when Nike switched, to a synthetic version of the Tiempo, but I like the Legend 10, so I'm not too worried about it. I think there's always gonna be options on the market for players that want leather boots. You know, whether it's leather or synthetic, I just want a good that's all I want is a good boot. It could be leather or synthetic. Like the Tequila V4 Pro, that's a synthetic boot. I love it. There's also some leather boots I don't like. Well, I'll talk about it in another video, but, like, these Umbros, they're leather, and I'm not a huge fan. So it's you know, the material doesn't make a boot good or not good, you know? It's about, like, how the design and how well it's executed. I wouldn't mind if Nike brought back Kanglite. Yeah, well, I think it's funny, the a lot of people compare the Tiempo Legend 10 to the, CTR 'cause they thought it reminded them of Kanglite. Do you think the Crazy Fast offer the least protection? The Crazy Fast Plus, yes. Not the regular one, but the Crazy Fast Plus with the traditional lacing system is the thinnest boot on the market, but it's still good. It's a great boot. But yeah, I mean, if you get stepped on, it's gonna hurt, but, you know, no matter what boots you're wearing, like, it'll hurt to get stepped on. The only difference is, like, if you're wearing the Crazy Fast Plus, the boots might they could get broken if you get stepped on hard enough because they're so thin. Whereas, like, if you get stepped on with these, like, they're probably still gonna hold up. Armando Broya is coming on. Or Broja? Broya? I thought it was Broya, but the commentator just said Broja. Maybe I don't know the maybe I don't know how to pronounce it. Which one's your best signature what do I think the best signature football boot? I'm not sure what you're asking. Like, the best signature football boot, like a player's signature boot? Or, like, my favorite boot? Like how Harvey Elliott has his own boot, how Bukayo Saka has his own boot, things like that? There's a, there's a red I'm not okay, so I'm not a huge fan of Harvey Elliott, I'm, not a huge Liverpool fan, but Harvey Elliott has a version of the, New Balance Tequilas, that are red. They look so amazing. They look so sick. Maybe one of the best colorways that are out there. How many pairs of boots do I currently have? So a lot of get some get they get rotated a lot. Like some of them I sell, some ones I don't like, I return. I think currently in my house right now, I've got like at least 9 pairs of boots right now. I'm going to be ordering more soon, and then some might get returned, but it'll probably stay around like 10, give or take a few. I agree with Mizuno's catering to the leather market. Hard to get them in bigger sizes. Oh, damn, you're a US 13 or 14. It must be hard to get sizes in general because it's hard to find. It's harder to find those. Yep, Broya's on the pitch now. Be great for him if he could get a goal. He took off Sterling. Oh, Beckham's Predator. Yeah, there was I need to do more research on some of the older signature boots. I don't know if it was a signature boot or not, but I remember Zidane wearing the gold Predators with the white stripes. I would love to get those. I'm hoping that in the new, Predator Elites that just came out. Yeah, Zidane's '06 Predators. I'm hoping that in the new colorways for the Predators, they come out with a gold variation. 'Cause I love the idea of gold. I think some people don't like gold boots, but I would pick them up in a heartbeat. Can you recommend me a valuable or sorry, a value for money boot? Yeah, if you want something like well under $100, like something like in the $60 to $70 price range, the Copa Pure 2.3 and the Tiempo Legend 10 Academy are both gonna be like are around the $70 price range, give or take, depending on if they're on sale. And those are both solid options. Your problem with gold boots is that I'm not a good Yeah, I don't think that they're that flashy. I think there's flashier colors you could get than gold. There's, like, if you were wearing neon yellow or neon pink boots, then you gotta bring something special to the table. But maybe just like a subtle kinda gold, like, not too flashy, it'd be so nice. Cap do I remember ooh, R9 boots used in the 1998 World Cup are my favorites ever. Those were Mercurials that R9 had, I believe. I don't know which variation, though. Ooh, Conor Gallagher had a good shot from outside the box, just over. Yeah, Kappa, um, made a lot of, like, retro jerseys back in the day. Ooh, there's new, neon yellow jersey or sorry, neon yellow Mizunos. The Neo 4 Beta, is that in the yellow variation? I gotta look it up now. Ooh, Caicedo is down here. Alright, I'm looking them up now. Mizuno, hmm, I see some older variations. Let's see. I wanna pick up some new Mizunos. I wanna pick up a pair of the non-beta versions of the Mizuno Morelias, the ones with the traditional lacing system. I'd love to I wanna compare those to the Adlers because I think that would be a good comparison. It's happening in some of the other games this morning. So Newcastle was up 2-0 against Fulham. Miguel Almiron and Lewis Miley on the score sheet. That's a predictable win for them. Man City currently up 2-1 against Crystal Palace. Jack Grealish and scored Phil Foden assist. Rico Lewis got a goal. Bournemouth and Luton currently drawing 1-1. Wow. I I don't want to brag, but my fantasy team is doing very well right now. Very well. Cole Palmer with 11 points. I should have made him captain. Oh, by the way, and someone asked about Liverpool, Man United earlier. I have Mo Salah as captain of my fantasy team, so I need him to get a hat trick tomorrow. Just absolutely devastate United. Um, I'm a 10.5 most of the time, but it depends on the boots. Like in the Adlers, I had to get Adler's I had to get like a 9.5 because they run so long. But for most boots, like if they run true to size, I'm a 10.5. Armando Broya is quick. I haven't seen anything from Kappa in a long time though. But they were big in like 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. They're the I haven't seen their boots, but the jerseys were sick. I like them a lot. I've got a few retro jerseys. Good ball out to Jackson. Chelsea has to be pretty happy with the second half. I think Pochettino will be happy as well. I wonder what he told them at halftime. Oh, Lotto? Yeah, Lotto's cool. So, ooh, sorry, chance here for Chelsea. Push in the back on Conor Gallagher. Chelsea wants a penalty, but doesn't look like they're going to get it. I'm just watching the replay. Eh, not sure there's anything in that. Yeah, so Lotto is actually a really cool company. They made the first ever laceless football boot. Um, and recently they revamped that model, so they have the Lotto Solista, which is another laceless football boot. Um, I don't see it too often in stores in the US, but I do want to try it on because it looks really cool. How did Armando Broya not score that? Please, did anyone see that chance? Armando Broya had the entire goal to aim at from 3 yards out, and he hit it outside the stadium. Let me see that again. He had to put that in. He's got his head in his hands. He knows he should have scored. Silva is playing. The 39-year-old is on the pitch. My favorite football. Okay, this is quality has no age. Yeah, you're right. This is actually kind of a devastating story, but my favorite football probably that I've had is well, I've had a few. The Brazuca I still have, and it's an amazing football. Um, that is the Brazilian World Cup ball. The only problem is I've had it for so many years now that it doesn't hold air that well. So every time I play with it, I have to pump it up a lot. But the Brazuca is amazing. And then I had a Nike Flight. It was a gift, so I didn't buy it. Um, it was a beautiful football. The Nike Flight's a really nice ball if you ever get a chance to get a real one. And I was training with one friend. It was just like a two-person training session. We had a few balls, and he accidentally kicked the ball off the field. We were on a field that was like elevated, and so there's a fence. The field was completely enclosed with like a 10-foot fence, and he kicked the ball off. It rolled to the fence, and I was about he was about to go chase it, and I said, you know what, we're leaving in like less than 10 minutes. Let's just pick it up on the way out. So we played with the other ball for the last 10 minutes. We got our stuff. We were leaving the pitch, and as we were leaving the pitch, it was gone. So I didn't think anyone would hop the fence to take the ball, but while we were training, someone took the ball. I was devastated. I was so mad. I'd only had it for like less than 6 months. Um, but the Nike Flight's great. So that was one of my favorite balls, and then the Brazuca as well. Sure. I was so upset. I almost called the police about that. I'm just trying to give you guys a sense of how mad I was. I was this close because it's like it was a gift, but it's like $160 football. So I was this close to calling the cops. So I was like, what the hell? Good stuff, Cole. Good stuff. Good stuff. Foul. Clear foul. Chelsea got a free kick here outside the box. Great run from Cole Palmer. Who does Chelsea I really don't know if we have a set piece specialist. Sterling got a great free kick a couple weeks ago. Like Legend Sevens got stolen at training. Who would steal a pair of boots? That's insane. I guess did they know that they fit? But even then, why would they do that? Oh, Select makes great balls, yeah. And they're, like, somewhat affordable too, which I like. So it looks like Enzo and Cole Palmer are both over this free kick. Enzo, I'm surprised. I think Cole will take it 'cause he drew the foul. Good free kick from Cole. He was well placed in the bottom right, but just not quite enough pace on it, so saved by the keeper. Palmer is so nonchalant. He's so funny. Good little give and go. Ball with Enzo at the corner. Nice. Chelsea just need to close the game out. Best defender of all time? Ooh, that's tough. It's tough because there's center backs and there's outside backs. You know, just because he's on my mind right now, Ashley Cole I think Ashley Cole has a serious shout for best left back of all time. Maldini's amazing. Yeah, absolute legend. But yeah, Ashley possibly because I played left back a lot, so that's a position that I think about. But Ashley Cole could make his way into like a best Premier League 11 of all time. Such an amazing defender, but also good going forward. Sheffield trying to put something together. Right? Yeah, my mood has measurably improved now that Chelsea is up 2-0. I would be depressed. I'd be absolutely depressed if we were, losing. My favorite football YouTuber. There's a few. For if you're a player, Matt Sheldon from Become Elite is amazing. He's a, 2nd division pro player in the United States, and he makes great videos, great training content. And he also just seems like a great guy. And he puts a lot of time, a lot of effort into his videos. Yeah, the name of his channel is Become Elite. If you're on if you're a player and you're on YouTube, you've probably seen him before. Sheffield player down here getting some treatment. Yeah, that first half was terrible. I'm glad I stuck around for the second half because that first half was so bad. 6 minutes of added time here. Yeah, Maldini was great, but for him, I've mostly seen highlights because I didn't watch a huge amount of Milan when I was growing up. But yeah, he was great. Favorite players. Well, John Terry was a great defender when I was growing up. John Terry played for so long. Best free kick taker or like best free kick? Ooh, good shot by Gallagher. Ooh, best free kick taker. I mean, James Ward-Prowse has to have, um, he probably should have consideration for the best right now. But David Beckham, no question. Like all time, David Beckham for sure. I still remember England getting a free kick against Ecuador in the World Cup that David Beckham put away. David Beckham was just so technical. People forget. I mean, David Beckham is kind of just a star outside of football. Like David Beckham, he's just a famous guy. So I feel like people can almost forget how good he was. But I mean, he was like an elite set piece taker, and he was so technical, so good on the ball, so smart too. Like he always very frequently made the right decision. So if you're talking like you get a free kick outside the box, you can pick anyone to take it. Beckham has to be up there. I do remember his last minute free kick against Greece. That was a bald David Beckham, and he was making a comeback because um, chance for Sheffield because a lot of the England fans were against him before that game against Greece because he had cost England at the last tournament against Argentina because he got a red card, fouling Diego Simeone, I think it was. But he won all the England fans back after that free kick. Everyone was on his side again. That's it, guy. And Kunku, no game time. No game time. Best leather football boots on a budget. Um, as far as like a good leather football boot that's affordable, Nike Premier 3 or Copa Gloro or the New Balance 442 V2 Pro. The 442 is retails for like 130, but you can always find it on sale for less. So one of those three. Messi or Ronaldo, they're both awesome. Um, Probably Messi though. Like Messi's insane. Probably the best player of all time. Probably. Puma Top King. Yeah, Puma. I mean, the Puma King Ultimate is synthetic now, but it's still a decent boot. The people want Nkunku. I want Nkunku. They're really not going to give him any time. They've got to play him at some point. This has been a great day for the Chelsea defense. Clean sheet. That's all I want. Just about a minute left in the game now. Just looking for a really quiet ending, no injuries, no last second drama. Favorite bicycle kick? Oh, Gareth Bale, Champions League final. No question. Gareth Bale, so good. So good. I mean, imagine winning the Champions League by scoring a bicycle kick. I mean, that's peak football right there. That's just iconic. Best strikers for you ever. Yeah, Ronaldo's got a few bicycle kicks. Um, he had a great one against Juventus. Best strikers you've ever seen play, and it's R9, Henri, Liverpool, Suarez. Ooh, I was I just So I just caught the end of R9's career, so I saw him a little bit at the 2006 World Cup. So good. Ronaldo Nazario was something else. But I was talking the other day about Liverpool Suarez. That guy was different gravy. Suarez was so good. In my opinion, so it's like you have in this generation, so like 2010 onward, you have Messi and Ronaldo at the top. Like those two they're clear of everyone else by like a decent margin. You got Messi, Ronaldo. If you were to add a third player, so Messi, Ronaldo, and one other, for me, it has to be Suarez. He was so good at Liverpool, so good at Barca. And that's going to be it for the games. It finishes Chelsea 2, Sheffield United nil. Solid performance from Chelsea. Good second half, pretty average first half, but they registered a clean sheet. They got 2 goals, and it was decent defensive performance as well. As far as other games, City looks like it's going to end 2-1 against Crystal Palace. Newcastle going to wrap it up 3-0 against Fulham. Pretty predictable score lines. Then we got Everton and Burnley later today at 12:30. All right, so that was a solid game. Tomorrow we have the match of the weekend. It's going to be Liverpool, Manchester United. Hopefully, I'll get the chance to live stream that one. That's going to be a really fun game. Best football squad. Oh, it's hard to say. All right, so that's going to do it for this live stream. For everyone that did join, thank you so much for joining. And hopefully we'll get the chance to stream the Liverpool United game tomorrow. So if you can join for that, that'll be great. All right, and whether it's morning or night for you, enjoy the rest of your day. All right, thanks everyone.